This is the remix. This is the remix. This is the remix of Let's Talk Classic Hip Hop with Sister Crystal here. And today, Friday, November 9th, 2018, is the birthday of the legendary Pepa from Salt and Peppa, the hip hop pioneering group. Now, Pepa, she was Pepa, whose real name is Sandra Jacqueline Denton, was born in Kingston, Jamaica, and she came to the United States as a child with her family when she was either 6 or 9 years old. She is the youngest of 8 children. She also ended up going to an all-white high school when she was 15 years old, somewhere in, I think in Utah or one of those places, some place where you don't think that there are any black people. She went to an all-white high school for about a year, and then at the time, I think she was living with one of her older sisters, and then she moved to New York with her older sister, or back with her family in Queens, New York. And then that's where she finished out the remainder of her high school years. And then she ended up going to college and meeting Salt, whose name is Cheryl James. And then they ended up forming the group Salt and Peppa. I'm kind of shortening it because I really want to just focus on Peppa for her birthday. And I will, this is like my third time recording this because I was going into so much of Salt and Peppa history instead of just focusing on Peppa. She's done so much, but I really want to just make this the focus on Peppa for her birthday. But Peppa, she is known as like the hot, and not to say Salt and Spinderella aren't hot, but she's more of the kind of the I don't know what you say, outspoken one, or just really the party one, or something like that. One interesting thing about Peppa, and I've been a fan of Peppa and Salt and Peppa and Spinderella Dee Dee Roper, because there was another Spinderella in the beginning. That Spinderella didn't stick around for very long, but when I say Spinderella, I'm talking about Dee Dee Roper, the one that's with them now. But Peppa, she's just been I don't know if it's her Jamaican roots or whatever, but she's always been the one to just be outgoing. And even in her book, she came out with a book back in 2008 called Let's Talk About Pep. And she was talking about how she was just kind of struggling to find her way in the industry because she did write in her book that Salt and Peppa is the lead rapper in Salt and Peppa. And she wrote a lot of their lyrics, even though later on Peppa started writing too. But one of the things Peppa had learned was she knows how to get out and hustle. And so she ended up, because she was asking questions and stuff about the money and all that, she ended up being able to get a situation to where she and Salt could renegotiate their deals with their record company so that they can get more money, because she found out through some of her friends in the industry that she and Salt were not getting paid the money that they should be getting paid for doing the albums and stuff that they were doing. So Peppa was the one to help make that happen. And she even said, I think in the book, and it's a very interesting read, it reads like very conversational, but anywho, when she, in the book, she even said that they were considering signing with Suge Knight. Now, and I'm deviating a little bit. Now, Suge Knight, he's known for his tactics of getting people out of contracts and everything. You've heard, a lot of people may have heard about the infamous incident with he and Vanilla Ice, where he allegedly hung Vanilla Ice over a balcony and was telling him he needed to pay for some royalties for one of his producers, because allegedly one producer that produced some music for Vanilla Ice, they didn't get paid, and that person told Suge Knight, and Suge Knight allegedly went after Vanilla Ice, and Vanilla Ice said it himself, and something happened, and he ended up hanging over the side of a balcony until he promised to pay some money for to a producer. So Peppa was saying that they were considering possibly signing with Suge Knight, or getting Suge Knight to help them get out of their contract. Well, I guess the word got back, because before they could do that, they ended up having their contract renegotiated, and they didn't have to contact Suge Knight. But I thought that was very interesting. But Peppa, she also through the years, she one interesting thing among many is that she is, if you've heard of the singer Jasmine Sullivan, she is Peppa is the voice that you hear at the beginning of her song called "I Need You Bad." And when I first heard that song, it was driving me crazy, because I was like, who is that voice? Who is talking in the beginning? And then I just found out, I think earlier this year, that the voice was Peppa from Salt and Pepper in that song called "I Need You Bad" by Jasmine Sullivan, which was produced by Missy Elliott, who is another hip hop pioneer. But also, Peppa is also a pioneer when it comes to the whole reality show scene. Now, when Peppa started going on reality TV shows back in, I would say the earliest time was like 2005 on the Surreal Life, and that was season 5 of the Surreal Life, and she starred on that along with Janice Dickerson and Omarosa Manigault, which I don't know what her last name is now, because I think she got married recently. But Peppa has said in her book that if you saw the Surreal Life season 5 that she was on, Janice Dickerson and Omarosa had fights, and she said those fights were actually real, and she had to step in many times to try to help break up the fights. Now, I know one scene that made it onto the TV was a scene of Janice Dickerson trying to jump out of a window, and I forgot exactly what happened, but I believe it was after some kind of disagreement that she had with Omarosa, and she's trying to jump out the window. Now, I don't know how high the window was, but you see Peppa grabbing Janice Dickerson and pulling her back in to prevent her from jumping out the window. I'm like, oh my goodness, this was crazy. But also in her book, she does give a little secrets about, things you should do if you're going on to reality TV shows. And she has shared like why on those reality TV shows that you really didn't see her acting crazy or anything like that. Because she even said that she actively refrained from drinking, because she said she didn't want to do anything and say stuff that, the producers could use, and make her look bad. And she knew that, you sign a contract, they follow you, and they can only use the footage that you give them. So in other words, she was saying, you just have to be mindful of what you're doing at all times, because, you sign on this waiver or whatever, they can cut stuff and make you look crazy or whatever, but they can only use what you give them. So she made a conscious decision to not drink as much when she was doing the Surreal Life. And then she came back, and then that was Surreal Life 2005. And then she came back and did the Surreal Life Fame Games in 2008. Now, back when she was doing it, celebrities back then, and another celebrity that did reality shows early on was Flavor Flav. But back when Peppa was doing it, it was seen as a like kind of a knock on them. Like I've heard other celebrities would talk down about certain celebrities that were on reality shows as if that going on a reality show was beneath them. But now you see all kinds of celebrities, they're on reality shows and talking about, oh, I'll go on one if I get the right money or whatever. But back when she was doing it, and I do remember some of the talk from certain celebrities, which I'm not going to name because it really doesn't matter at this point. But it just know there was a lot of celebrities talking down about other celebrities that did reality show. But Peppa was like, look, hey, I'm gonna do what I want. I don't care what other people think. She also had a reality show called Let's Talk About Pep, where it followed her journey after a 4-year absence from dating, and she's going out and looking for love. And it was funny on there. I remember one of the guys on there, they were in a romantic hot tub situation or whatever with candles around, and the guy's hair caught on fire. It was just hilarious. And then it was another reality show with her and Salt. Now, during the time when they first started the show, they were just getting back together and reconciling their friendship, because at one point in the early 2000s, I think like 2001 or something like that, Salt and Peppa had actually broke up, and they broke up for years. And I think they went for some years without speaking to each other. And then one day, Salt had called Peppa and asked her, would she mind doing a reality show with her in an effort to repair their friendship, and would she be okay with it? And Peppa was like, well, are you okay with doing a reality show? Because I've been doing them. So that from that came the Salt and Pepper show, and one of the premiere episodes was so hilarious. It was where Peppa had to move some of her things into Salt's house for like a few days because her house was being renovated, and she brought in a huge naked portrait of herself into Salt's house with her husband and family. And you saw the little black bar across her portrait because it was a naked portrait, and it was so hilarious. And Salt was so embarrassed. She's like, oh my God, no, you not bringing in this huge naked portrait of yourself. And she was, I think her son at the time, I think she was covering his eyes or something. It was hilarious. Oh my God, that's just one of the most funniest scenes I've ever seen. But anyway, I just want to say a happy birthday to Pep. Also, a more recent activity, a month ago, Peppa had posted a picture of herself on her Instagram, and it showed her looking, if you glance quickly, you would have thought that it was her daughter, her 20-year-old daughter, Egypt, but it was actually Pep. So it looked like she's aging in reverse. But anyway, Peppa is out there living her best life, and people can say whatever they want about her, but she is a survivor. She is a hustler, and she is a pioneer in every sense of the word. So she's out there living her life. Don't ask about her age because she don't like talking about it, because she even put it in her book. Again, I want to wish Peppa a very happy birthday. I wish Peppa a happy 21st birthday. Now, you might be saying, okay, how can she be 21 with a 20-year-old daughter and a 28-year-old son named Tyran? Her daughter's name Egypt. Well, stuff happens, forever young. You're only as young as you feel, right? So, again, happy birthday, Pep. I am a big fan. You are a huge inspiration, just everything that you've been through, and a big fighter. you along with Salt and Spinderella. I guess I'm just so nervous because you're, well, Peppa, people know on here on my other channel that I absolutely love Salt and Pepper. And in fact, my name, the name of my channel, Let's Talk Classic Hip Hop Remix, was inspired by one of Salt and Pepper's songs called Let's Talk About Sex. So I will not let too much go by without shouting out my admiration for Salt and Pepper, because if it wasn't for them, a lot of groups wouldn't be out here. And I think Salt and Pepper should get more credit than they do. Anyway, just happy birthday to Peppa. Enjoy your birthday. Living your life every day, every year is a gift. And so and I also, one of my dreams is to meet you and Salt and Spinderella one day, or maybe interview you guys one day. So I'm just putting it out there in the universe. Oh my God, I'm just so nervous. I'm not re-recording this. Oh my goodness. Thanks again for being an inspiration and making a way out of no way, being great students with Herbie Lugbug as a teacher, So again, happy birthday, happy 21st birthday again. Live your life, living your best life. And until next time, take care.